Sometimes technology can have the power to bring you back. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jason England and I'm a technology journalist, and this is New Rising Media, your home of hands-on reviews and gloves-off opinions about tech gaming. Well, it was. Because as some of you may know, the last video I posted was back in February 2022. Over 3 years ago, I was on a roll. I was seeing my stats continue to go up. I was responding to bell engine comments to give myself a nice little community. And then, silence. It's a tale as old as time for people who have busy lives who also want to make things. And simply put, things just got in the way. You focus on growth and you set up a routine to improve yourself over time. You prioritize seeing family and friends. You work your way up through the ranks in your day job. You meet someone special. You ask them to marry you. Thankfully, they say yes. But it's more than that. 2 years of writing and talking about tech. One thing has become abundantly clear. Gadgets are boring. Now, let me emphasize. Boring, not bad. You see, the technology that we use has become so incredibly effective and so easy to integrate into our lives that anytime I pick up a laptop, pick up a smartphone, it feels like I'm buying a dishwasher. And yes, I know that I'm sounding like an old man yelling at all these clouds around me, but let me cook for a second. Because think about it, in the 90s and 2000s, technological leaps were so much more tangible. And there wasn't any standardized form factor in phones, computers, laptops, games consoles. And now, everything just looks the same. You've got a rectangular slab in your pocket. You've got a chunk of aluminum in your backpack. Everything looks a lot more refined, don't get me wrong. But surely it's not just me that thinks that every gadget is just a little bit safe. But one thing has proven me wrong. One piece of tech has inspired me to come back here to do one thing. Find cool shit and tell you all about why it gives me those same tingles that I had when I got my PlayStation and iPod when I was a kid. And that thing, ladies and gentlemen and MBs, is the $229 Playdate. Arguably the best gaming handheld you can get right now. Sounds like a stretch, I know. But let me explain. Yes, that does indeed sound bonkers, and yes, my Steam Deck is still going as strong as ever. Shout out to Nvidia GeForce Now, giving me my battery life back. But let's get into the 3 key things that make for a good gaming handheld. It's got to be comfortable and portable to pick up and play wherever you are. It's got to have some really, really good games. And it's got to have good stamina too. The Playdate ticked all 3 of those boxes when it first came out in 2022. And 3 years later, not only has it got better with age, it's brought my creativity back to life. So as I talk about this, I want you to keep one key quote in mind that pretty much sums up perfectly what I'm talking about here. The enemy of art is the absence of limitations. Got it? Good. Let's go. So when you pick it up, your mind goes back. And I mean way back. There's just something so playful and mechanical about the way this thing looks. Whether it's a yellow finish, those metal holes that I use to keep the case attached that look like exposed screws, the simplistic button controls, or that crank on the side that honestly just melts my heart. And low-key, by the way, it is the best fidget spinner that I've ever used. And it's tiny, it's perfectly pocketable, and it comes with me everywhere. To the gym, to the pub, on the bus, everywhere. Spec list wise, there's a 168 megahertz CPU in here with 16 megabytes of RAM. Fun fact, the last time you could get a computer that face-meltingly powerful was back with Windows 95 when you had a Pentium P5 processor. Alongside this, you've got a 2.7-inch 1-bit display, which is 400 by 240 resolution. Then there's a mono speaker, there's a microphone, there's a crank, there's those buttons you see up front, and there's a built-in accelerometer, all for game control. But while I've been pre-programmed in my day job to see limitations in specs, they actually force ingenuity. And like I said, those constraints putting developers in a position where they have to be creative with the games that they make has both brought me back here talking on a footpath, sorry mate, I'll be a sec, but it also makes for some really, really fun games. Let me tell you about them. If you come to the Playdate from a world of AAA games, like I did, you'll come out of it thinking, wait, am I actually just having fun? You see, it's something that big budget titles seem to miss out on in their mission of trying to be everything. With all the money and resource in the world, they want to make an all-immersive experience while sort of ignoring the ultimate point of a video game, which is for you to have fun. The canvas of a Playdate boils it down to that fundamental essence. Original ideas that focus on fun. And it never misses. There are over 180 games on the Playdate catalogue, and you've got 2 seasons of games. Season 1, which you get for free with it, and Season 2, which is a $39 investment, alongside all the other titles you can buy separate as well. There's Crankin's Time Travel Adventures from Kaito Takahashi, who made the original Katamari Damacy games. There's Mars After Midnight from the guy who made Papers, Please. You see a lot of the similarities here, where you use the crank to open the hatch. And what you notice going through game after game after game is that crank is the key to it all. Focus a camera, aim a laser, move blocks, and much, much, much more. And of course, you really see people make the most of the 8-bit soundtrack. Casual Birder, why that's not on the top 40 charts right now? I'm baffled. Then let's talk about Season 2. So far, I've only got a few games at the moment. They're being drip-fed over time, but so far, there's been a lot of good to write home about. There's been a fun little fossil-finding puzzler called Dig Dig Dino. You've also got a pretty simple sort of like Laser Defender kind of gameplay with Fulcrum Defender. One of the things I'm definitely looking forward to is Auto Galactic Groove. Now, it's not available on mine yet, but from what I've seen of the gameplay coming up, it feels like Parappa the Rapper kind of got busy in the bedroom with Guitar Man. That's hype. But while I would urge you to get Season 2, it is $39. I understand that $39 may not necessarily be something that you want to spend. And that is why I introduce you to the weird and wonderful world of the itch.io Playdate games. There will be some games on there that you can pay for, but I'm only going to talk about the games that are $0. For the vibes, Rain Blocks is essentially just like a really cool chilled out Tetris. Root Bear has you pouring a beer for a bear using a crank. Buy the Pier has you using the built-in accelerometer to cast out a fishing line and then use the crank to reel back in the line when you've got a bite. But out of all of them though, there has been one that has been the peak addiction, and it's Super Corporate Tax Evader. You're working at a shady organization and you're trying to shred evidence before the lawyer sees it. And to shred it, pull the crank out the slot to start shredding, and you need to make sure the crank is back in before the lawyer comes back through the door. It's an insanely addictive gameplay loop that works so well for just like 1 or 2 minutes between bus stops. Quick interruption. I just found something literally the day before uploading this video, and it's a full-blown Game Boy emulator called Crank Boy. Completely free. I'll put the link in the description. And I know what you're thinking. How do they do the whole start and select buttons, because there isn't those additional buttons on there? Well, as you probably guessed, they use the crank. Whatever you play, whenever you play it, you feel like part of this niche community. It brings back that same excitement that I had in secondary school, where I wasn't remotely interested in playing Bulldog. I was way more interested in just chilling in the corner, talking to my mates about whatever moment of that game I just rented from Blockbuster. It was pocket money well spent. It was my first real sort of like mind-blowing, holy shit moment of video games. This is a version of that, 100%. It is a weird party filled with creativity, and everyone is welcome. If there's one thing that you and I both know about battery life, is that if you look at the handheld wrong, then it goes to 0%. Obviously, I'm being dramatic, but battery life can be a problem on systems like the Steam Deck. I know I'm comparing apples and oranges here with like the Steam Deck getting a couple of hours but being able to play Cyberpunk. The Playdate falls into what I would call worry-free battery life, and for the payoff of the games that you get with it, I think that's pretty damn good. The company promises 8 hours of gameplay time with a couple days, I believe, of standby. It's exceeded that. For the times that I'm on like public transport to and from the gym, the times when I'm on my lunch and I'll play a little bit then, or when I take it down to the bar, I'm probably cramming in like an hour or so per day, and that plus not actually turning it off, I can get from Monday to Friday without needing to think about charging it. Of course, it's getting there with a 1-bit display and the chipset equivalent of a potato battery. But by the way, there is also another way that they do this. Would it have killed told you to put a backlight on this thing, if you made one of those crazy magnifying glass light things, I would legitimately scream. I know that the crisp contrast ratio of a display like this is okay in some relatively low light conditions, but come on now. It's 2025. How am I going to shred documents at night? In the years since that last video, I've been lucky enough to get my dream job, and I've been feeling creative in it. But in my personal life, I succumbed to routine, not really doing anything. Nothing really excited me to get creative on my own terms. But when forced to work within a strict framework, the imagination is taxed to its utmost and will produce its richest ideas. T.S. Eliot was right. That is the fundamental reason why the Playdate is one of my favorite gadgets over the past few years. And honestly, it saved me. It's my go-to box to fire up, and it's not just to kill time, but feel inspired by the mechanical ingenuity of the games, and quite frankly, get my best ideas. So if you find yourself bored of AAA games trying to be everything to everyone, and if you find your mind feeling like a bit of a void of creativity outside of your day job, do yourself a favor and get the Playdate. Limitations and all, it's a belter.
Shut up and take my money!
And that feeling is what this channel will be in service of going forward. That crystallizing moment that whatever you're using right now is not just a good thing for the mind and the soul, but it's also cool as f too. But I need to be very, very frank about this. I am not going to be able to guarantee any sort of like consistent uploading schedule. You see, in using the Playdate, and I'm feeling like my creativity has been saved by it. It almost feels like a bit of a lightning bolt in a way. And that lightning bolt is very simple. I will only upload when the video is just right. And as a one-man operation, that means filming it, editing it, making most of the music as well. I want to do things differently, and what I can guarantee at the very least is that with every single video that you see on this channel, you're getting everything in the kitchen sink thrown at it. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy what you saw, please do consider liking the video, subscribing, and if you own a Playdate, tell me about it in the comments. Or if you're looking to get a Playdate and you've got any questions, I'm here to answer any that you've got. I've been Jason England, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.